but we are almost done. Well, we got just this last little bit up along the woods here, and all done down through here. Get done here, we only got one more farm to go, and that will be a wrap on 2023. Then we get to start hauling manure again. Yay! The old John Deere cart, don't throw it in very far. Let's see, she's full. Well, we are all done here. I got about a dump and a half in this cart, and there's still a little bit left in that cart, but should easily fit on that truck up there, plus one full truck in the buildings. And yeah, we got the combine headed up to the last farm. Unfortunately, it's supposed to rain for like 5 days, but it was supposed to rain last night and all day today, and it didn't rain any last night, and it hasn't rained yet today, although it's kind of looking like it. But whatever, can't wait around for the rain, so we're gonna lock this girl up. This hill is just a touch slippery in spots, but that's alright. Cart isn't as full as it was last time, but yeah, getting there. Almost done with corn. Can't wait to be done, and hopefully by the time all this goes through the dryer, the bin's gonna be full, which will just leave the last 8,000 bushel bin, and hopefully the last farm fills it. The couple farms we did before we moved here were kind of lackluster in yield and how much corn we got off them, but it's a dry year thing. What do you do? Well, the combine is ripping away. Let's see, he must just started on that one. He made a whole pass around this one, which goes way all the way back there, and that grain truck looks like it's got about a dump and a half on it, but we'll see. Probably need to get topped off a little bit more before I make the trip all the way back home. Last farm, getting close. Well, we did the old drive the grain truck out into the field and use it like a grain cart, but we're loaded up. Time to head this one home. You know, I was actually hoping I was gonna get to haul manure today, but instead I get to drive combine. I must have been a good boy this year to get to drive this thing 2 days. Not too bad. Although the manure really needs to get hauled, but this job's a little easier. And actually, surprisingly, for as grassy as all of our fields have been this year, this farm is usually super problematic for ragweed, water hemp, whatever you want to call it. This is probably about the cleanest fields I've seen. So that's kind of neat. So I really got no way to explain the rhyme or reason in which this field was planted. I did not plant this field, but my row along the outside just suddenly ended and it turned into this row, which runs through the middle, so okay. And I made the decision to cut in, and this corn is actually running quite well. So I'm hoping I can even make it to the end over there, because we're filling up fast, but that's a good thing. I think we should be able to make it. Hopefully these end right up there and this doesn't wrap all the way over there, but I don't think it does. I think we'll be in luck. Good news is we should be full by the time we get there. We ain't setting any speed records. We're only going 1.7, but we're definitely getting all of it. Oh, we are definitely getting all of it, and judging by all the cobs coming in ahead, there's a lot of it. Well, we weren't super full by any means, but I figured it'd probably be full by the time I made it back down to the other end. So might as well just dump it now so we don't have to just drive back to dump it. Made sense to me. And it looks like whoever filled this truck last filled the back first. Kind of see some corn bouncing up. So hopefully all this fits without having to move, because then I'll have to back up and curve, and seems really easy, but it's not. Maybe, well, it might be easy to some people. It is not to me. I milk cows, not drive combine all the time, so this is all weird to me yet. Oh boy. Oh boy. So, I didn't quite make it all the way back, which is why I dumped the first time. But it still didn't matter, because she filled right up before I could get back. It's, corn's running good. Combine's getting it all. Although there's quite a bit of corn on the ground. Well, a fair amount. Too much, I'll say. More than my liking. But it's not coming out of the back of the machine. It's head shelling. So I don't know what the heck to do about that. If I'm going too slow, could probably be about the only thing I can think of. Again, I milk cows, I don't drive combines, but yeah, it's just weird how all year it's been doing a really, really good job, and then all of a sudden it's head shelling really bad. I don't know, maybe the corn's just getting that dry. Only one truckload came off this so far back home, and I never even put the moisture tester on it to see what it was, but I don't know. That's my best guess. See what happens, I guess. Well, we got the grain truck full. There's probably still a half a hopper in the combine, but I thought I felt a sprinkle earlier, so I'm going to back this in the shed. Hopefully we don't get drained out. We got a little bit of rain last night. It is quite muddy. And apparently I got a pop bottle out here. You'll have that. It's quite a rain. There are earthworms crawling all over. Apparently it must be too wet underground for them. But yeah, and of course our holding bin is full, getting rained on. Birds loving that though. Jeepers. Yeah, so basically everything is at a standstill, because we probably got a good 3-4 inches of rain, but it's still just soaking right in. It really ain't washing anything away or doing anything crazy like that. But oh, that slinger way over there, that's the one I welded the auger into, and we're having trouble getting the auger to sit back down in. So I got to pull that in the shed. There's a hydraulic cylinder in the front that is not letting it come down. And I think at one time the chain came off the sprocket and wiped out that cylinder, because there's a big gash in it where you can see right through the ram. And I think that ram's getting caught up on that. So we're going to cut that out. And my idea was just pull it out, weld a chain to it. But apparently they don't want to do that. They're going to go get a cylinder off one of the old parts ones, and we're going to swap that cylinder. But the problem is that thing is sitting outside and it's raining, so I'm going to fire up this thing, because we're not going to be hauling liquid manure anytime soon. And if I do, I'm using the other one, not that tank, because I don't like it. And I'm going to take this thing in, hook it up to that, get it in the shed, so I'm at least next to tools and undercover, because it looks like it's going to keep on raining. Today's Thursday, and I think it's going to keep on raining until Friday night. I say keep on raining. It's currently drizzly every now and then, but it's definitely wet and it ain't drying out anytime soon. So, get this thing fired up and on that spreader. You know, every year, I wouldn't say I'm impressed, but I'm just shocked that these things still roll as good as they do. They take you beating across the fields, hauling silage, then they take a lot of weight hauling corn, and half of everything doesn't work. But every year, when she gets cold, the heaters work, and they work well. Which should probably tell you something. If you're going to look at a used dump truck, if nothing works, that's fine. But if the heater doesn't work, you got big problems. Well, would you look at that? I'm thinking it's still awfully muddy, and I can see the mud getting caked to the back tires on the combine, but I suppose if they stay on top of the hill, which I think there's really just that little bit left for being on top of the hill. Well, we'll see what happens. As long as it don't go in the woods, we'll be alright. Happy Monday, one and all. I got completely off track because it's been brutally cold. And on top of that, it was wet before that, so now we just kind of have frosty ground with mud underneath it. And we are shuttling with the grain cart today because there ain't nothing about this farm that's flat. And yeah, we got to crawl down in the evil little pockets. Hopefully the combine can stay out of the woods. Glad I don't have that job today. But yeah, it is way too wet for the trucks to get anywhere near the combine, so we are shuttling from the combine to the trucks, kind of like a real farmer would, but that takes an extra person to just sit in a cart, and that person's me. And I was not prepared for this as usual, and I have no snacks for the day, so this is not going to be as good as it could be, but at least we got cell phone service. It is annoying how dirty my windshield is and the glare coming off of it. This is a nice little pit down here. Maybe, yeah, all you can see is dirty windshield. There's a cornfield over there you can probably almost make out. The combine's about full, so we'll see if he's gonna stop there, or he's got a couple of rows there to get yet. But yeah, just an ugly little steep bastard of a piece here, but yep. Well, if all goes according to plan, that is the last load of corn going in the last bin. And rough estimations will make it look like there'll probably be a little under half a ring to go yet. And yeah, the rest is going to go up to the store where we get our calf starter ground. So basically we just store it up there and then they bring it back as calf starter. That way we don't have to buy corn. We can just use our own corn, and they just mix in the oats, the molasses, all the extra goodies that the calves eat. That way we don't have to buy corn because we have corn. And we usually put 10,000 bushel in there, up there, store it. But the last couple of years we lost a little bit of rented ground. There was a couple farms that didn't yield the greatest, so it's looking like we're probably only going to have 1,500 to 2,000 bushel, but we can always haul more up there later. Probably what we will do. But at least we get it up there now. We don't have to mess with trucks loading corn out in the middle of winter. So if we were just going to pull it out of this bin anyway and haul it up there, might as well just haul it up there, because the farm we're picking on right now, the last farm, is actually only like 7 miles away. And it's like 15, 20 back to the farm. So that just makes sense. We will have to pay a little bit for drying it, but we'd have to dry it ourselves anyway, so kind of all in the same boat. And depending on how late they go tonight, they could get done up there tonight. Probably not, because now they can't take corn up there unless they're taking it after hours, which they might. Or if they really kick it, they should get done tonight. I won't. I will be milking by then, but even if they don't get it done tonight, it should make for a very, very short day tomorrow. And that would be good, because it's supposed to snow tonight. Looking forward to that. But we're gonna run this truck back up there, and that way they can fill it. We'll see how many more truckloads come off there, but probably not more than 5 or 6, I'd say.